Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Dallas Meditation Center and the Awakening Heart community of mindful living. Hope you've all had a great weekend and really glad you could join us tonight. And if you're joining us real time, welcome. And if you find us another time later, you find us on YouTube, we're glad to have you with us, and we hope that you'll stay and do the practice with us. And it's an easy practice of just being aware of the breath and being present in this moment. And so with that, I'll give you a little bit of rundown what we'll do tonight. There'll be a guided meditation, and then that will be followed by a talk here on YouTube. And then after that, we will go to Zoom for sharing and discussion. And I do hope you'll come over to Zoom with us. And I will put the link for the Zoom meeting in the chat window on YouTube a little bit later on. And for now, it'd be great if you would use the chat window on YouTube and check in. I'll read those a little bit later. And while you're at it, if you would push the like button or the thumb up on this video, it really helps people to find these meditations later when they're doing a search on YouTube. So with that, just sit back and let's, if you know it, you can say the opening affirmation along with Lisa.
Noble community, we gather here now to honor the way of peace and nonviolence, the way of wisdom and compassion, the way of joy and beauty. In solidarity with one another, with all humanity, and with all life on earth. Friends on the path, we gather here now to deepen our solidity like a mountain and to renew our freshness like a flower. Through mindful sitting and walking, mindful singing and breathing, and mindful speaking and listening. Family of awakening, we gather here now to celebrate the one infinite light that shines through many religions and many cultures, to cultivate the wisdom of our many teachers, both ancestral and contemporary, and to affirm the capacity within ourselves and all persons of every race, gender, orientation, and tradition to realize full and complete enlightenment.
So hello and welcome everybody. I hope you're having a good Father's Day, and happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Excuse me. A lot of coughing going on here. I hope that you've had a cool day. I know it was pretty hot outside, so cool and relaxing. A day of ease for fathers, perhaps, I hope. I'm glad you're going to join us. In a little bit, we're actually going to watch a video of a talk by Thich Nhat Hanh. And I'll talk a little more about that later, just to tell you why I chose it. And so I hope you'll stick around and enjoy that. And we'll turn it back to Cornell.
And if you could pass it to Lisa for the contemplation, please join Lisa for the contemplation and to prepare for meditation.
Sorry, I was muted. Let's try again. The Sangha is invited to go back to our breathing so that our collective energy of mindfulness brings us together as an organism, going as a river with no more separation. Let the whole Sangha breathe as one body, generate peace as one body, be free as one body. Let us transcend the boundaries of a delusive self, liberating ourselves from the superiority complex, the inferiority complex, and the equality complex. We are aware that the happiness and suffering of all people is also our own happiness and suffering. We see ourselves in all people and all people in ourselves. We are one with those caught in situations of oppression, and we are also one with the oppressors. We are one with the wise and good people who are present everywhere in the world. We are one with those who are able to embrace the whole of this world with their heart of love and their two arms of caring action. We are a people with enough grace, peace, joy, and freedom to be able to offer fearlessness and the joy of life to living beings around us. We see that we are not alone. The love and the joy of great beings who are present in this world are supporting us, not allowing us to drown in despair, and showing us the way of understanding, compassion, and right action.
It's blank. Dear friends, dear Thai, dear Sangha, what a beautiful contemplation. As we were listening to that, I was thinking that we could spend a year studying that contemplation, and it's so rich. Thank you so much, Lisa, for sharing that. So this is a time for us to turn down the notch and begin to settle in and be with ourselves and be with our breath and be with each other. So I want to offer you this opportunity, if you haven't already, to get up and to dim your lights, maybe close your blinds, let everything come down just a little bit while we do our meditation today. And please don't hurry. Don't shuffle off in a hurried fashion to go close your blinds. Allow yourself to move with mindfulness. We will be here waiting for you when you get back, after you have taken care of creating your space of sweet dusk in your own place. Just a little bit of quiet dark. Okay, dear friends, we're going to begin with matching some little bit of body movement with breath to help us ease into this meditation. Sometimes that's a helpful way to begin to calm the body and the mind. So, and you may see me in the upper corner, I don't know, but listen to my words if you can't. Just bringing your chin to your chest now, very gently. We'll be doing slow movements. And begin to draw a circle with your nose, inhaling. And when you get to the top of the circle and go around the other side, begin a long exhale. Let your shoulders drape down. Notice if you're holding some tension there, and just reset yourself. Breathing in, drawing the circle with your nose around and up, and breathing out, back down, around and down. And when you get to the bottom of that circle, change directions. Breathing in and breathing out. Letting your shoulders relax and staying in any place that you would like to that feels good for your neck. And when you come back down, You're at the bottom of your circle. Take a breath in and lift your chin up. And a nice long exhale here. And now take your left arm and reach it down, and take your right arm, and as you inhale, reach it straight up. On an exhale, let your shoulder come back into place. Keep your hand rested up. And then inhale, strengthen your fingers with some energy. And exhale, let your arm float down. And now we'll do the other side. Reach down with your right hand, energetically stretching through your fingers. And then the inhale, lift your left arm all the way up, inhaling. Exhale, drop your shoulder back in. Inhale, stretch through your fingers. And exhale, let your arm gently float down. Nice, long exhale. We're going to do that one more time. You're getting the hang of it. So breathing in, reach that right arm up. Exhale, drop the shoulder back down. Inhale, strengthen your fingers. Exhale, let your arm float down. Beautiful. And now one more time on the other side. Reach your left arm straight up. Inhale. Exhale, drop your shoulder in. Inhale, strengthen and energize your fingers. And exhale, float your hands down. Okay, we're going to add a little bit more of a stretch. So inhale your right arm up. Exhale your shoulder down. Inhale, strengthen through your fingers. And exhale, lean over to the right. Nice and gentle, just feeling that side stretch. Breathing nice long breaths. Reaching down with your right hip and over to your left. Now inhale, straighten back up, and exhale that arm down. Beautiful. Now left arm straight up, inhale. Exhale, drop the shoulder in. Inhale, strengthen your fingers. Exhale, lean to the left. Nice long breaths here. Feel that beautiful side stretch. Reach down with your left hip towards your pillow. Great. And then inhale straight up, and exhale, let the arm float down. Now I want you to put your hands on your legs, your knees, or your, however you're sitting, it doesn't matter, just sort of on your legs or your knees. And we're going to inhale and expand. And so we're going to push our shoulders back, put our head back a little bit, up and back, and our chest moving forward. Inhale. And then exhale, contract and bow your back and bow your chin toward your chest. Inhale, stretch, expand, let your face go toward the sky, and then exhale, contract. All that. This is really good for your spine. Inhale, expand. Exhale, contract. And stay in your contraction and feel that there might be a little seed at the bottom of your tailbone. And very gently, with your head staying towards your chest, begin to unfold and let that seed grow up your spine very slowly, all the way up. And then the last thing is to lift your chin, relax your shoulders, and you're fully bloomed. with your crown reaching to the sky. And you are set to begin meditating now. So finding that beautiful, long seed that has grown into a big plant, very straight, your crown reaching up. And just enjoy this moment of feeling that expansion up. Breathing in and breathing out. Today we are going to practice being. I'm going to read a poem called Coming Out, and I got this from 7,000 Ways to Listen by Mark Nepo. Coming out. Please just enjoy listening to these words. I'll read this poem a couple times. While there is much to do, we are not here to do. Under the want to problem solve is the need to being solve. Often, with full being, the problem goes away. The seed, being, solves its darkness by blossoming. The heart being solves its loneliness by loving whatever it meets. The tea being solves the water by becoming tea. I'll read that one more time and pick out a word or a phrase that really resonates with you to breathe to today. While there is much to do, we are not here to do. Under the want to problem solve is the need to being solve. Often, with full being, the problem goes away. The seed being solves its darkness by blossoming. The heart being solves its loneliness by loving whatever it meets. The tea being solves the water by becoming tea. Enjoy breathing and being. Breathing in, I am here. Breathing out, I am being. Here, being. There's nothing to grasp, and there's nothing to cling to. Just be. Dear friends, listen to these words by Adyashanti. The role of spiritual practice is basically to exhaust the seeker. If the practice does what it's supposed to do, it exhausts our energy for seeking, and then reality has a chance to present itself. May we enjoy the words of the Brahma Vihari.
May all beings be happy. May all beings be free. May all beings be joyful. May all beings be at peace. Brahma Vihara Maitri. Brahma Vihara Karuna. Brahma Brahma Vihara Mudita, Brahma Vihara Upeksha. May all beings be happy. May all beings be free. May all beings be joyful. May all beings be at peace. May all beings be at peace. May all beings be at peace.
And now please join me for the 3 jewels. If you know the words. Let me do the bells here, hold on. We take refuge in the Buddha, the awakening heart of infinite light, that which shows us the way in this life. We take refuge in the Dharma, the awakening path of infinite light, the way of understanding and of love. We take refuge in the Sangha, the awakening community of infinite light, those who live in harmony and awareness.
Well, thank you for that meditation, Jennifer, and for leading us in the jewels of our practice, Lisa. And so I'd like to read the check-ins on the screen through the YouTube. And if you would still want to check in, you can. I'll probably mention a little bit later if there's anything else in the room. But right now we just have a few check-ins. Barbara bows in from Plano, and Lauren bowing in from Garland. So welcome to you. We have a few other people in the room as well. And remember to press the like button. That would be great. And I've also put a link in the chat, and it's also in the description of the video on how to help support these gatherings to practice dana, which is the practice of receiving, but also giving. So you can find that link, dallasmeditationcenter.com/give, or text the word mindful to 44321. And your support helps to make these gatherings happen. And also, just wanted to give a heads up to kind of watch, because the YouTube, these YouTube presentations might change after the beginning of July when we start at some point soon having in-person gatherings. They will be hybrid gatherings, but instead of coming over to YouTube, you might go directly to Zoom at that point. You will always be able to find information in our newsletter, which I hope you are all subscribed to and reading, and also on our website. But for now, I'd like to, I will say one more check-in. Hello, Paula, bowing in on this beautiful solstice day of light that showers on all of us. So welcome, Paula. And I will send back over to Bobby to introduce our speaker, who is Bobby tonight, as well as Thich Nhat Hanh. So go ahead, Bobby.
Okay. Well, this is kind of interesting for me, because I had the idea to find a talk by Thich for tonight. And when I found this one on YouTube, I realized that it was recorded in 2011 at the retreat at Magnolia Grove. That was also the first retreat I went to. And I'm kind of glad that I was able to see it again, because I don't remember a thing about that retreat. It was my first time, and I was so confused and not knowing where to go and when and what was going to happen. And my brain was just so full of all these questions that I didn't have enough brain cells, I guess, to take in the talk. So I was happy to see this again. Thich is going to talk about one of his favorite topics, I think, which is the idea of continuation. The idea that we don't ever disappear, we just change form. And I thought about this because of Father's Day, all of us, all 6 billion plus people on the planet, came into this experience with the help of a father, somebody who fathered us. And I realized that not everybody knows who their father was. Some people did not have good experiences with their fathers. But at the same time, we are all the continuation of that person. And so it seemed to me that it would be good to remind ourselves that we are that continuation, and to allow some of the perhaps trauma to heal, and to give a little respect to the energy that brought us in. And so let's watch this talk with Thich, and I'll have a few words to say afterward, and I really hope you'll join us on Zoom to share your thoughts about it. So Cornell is going to start the video, and we'll watch Thich.
Good morning, dear Sangha. Today is Friday, September the 30th, the year 2011, and we are on the third day of our retreat with the theme Cultivating the Mind of Love at the Magnolia Grove Meditation Practice Center. Our practice in France, Plum village, has many monks and nuns and lay practitioners living together. And we have organized many retreats in Europe, in England, in Germany, in Switzerland, in Italy, etc. There is a place very close to Rome in Italy called Castelfuzzano. We used to go and organize retreats of mindfulness there. About 900 to 1,000 Italian-speaking people who attend the retreat, and among them about 100 children. And they should love the practice. I learned some Italian sentences in order to speak to the children. The children, Italian children, are very happy in the retreats. They enjoy walking meditation, sitting meditation, Bible meditation. And they organize, instead of tea meditation, they organize lemonade meditation. One day I gave them a homework of meditation to do. The day before I went to a grocery store in the center and I bought a bag of corn seeds. Not to make popcorn, but to distribute to the children. Each children receive one seed of corn, one grain of corn. And they are supposed to bring that grain of corn home and plant it in a pot. And they have to water every day until the seed of corn sprout and give 1, 2, or 3 leaves. And the seed of corn become a young plant of corn. And then you come and talk to the young plant of corn. And you say something like, my dear young plant of corn, do you remember the time you were a tiny seed? Ask that question. You know the corn plant, they don't speak Italian or French or English, but they have their way of talking. And if you listen carefully, you can hear the answer of the young plant of corn. The young plant of corn was very surprised. Is very surprised when you ask her that question. My dear little plant of corn, do you remember the time you were a tiny seed? And the answer is always, me? A tiny seed? I don't believe it. That's the answer you receive. You know that it is the truth that the plant of corn has come from a very tiny seed of corn. So you have to help the plant of corn to remember, to know that she began with a seed of corn. And with the loving speech, you begin to explain, listen, dear one, it's me who planted the seed in this pot. It's me who water the pot every day. And I saw the time when the seed sprout. And the first leaf, I know very well that you came from a seed of corn. And if you are skillful enough, and then the plant of corn will believe you. You know the truth, but you have to be skillful in order to disclose the truth. The people, even plants, they are suspicious. So you have to be patient and skillful in order to tell the truth. And you can even meditate with this plant of seed. You know that when the plant of corn manifests herself as a plant, you don't see the seed of corn anymore. You don't see the seed of corn anymore. But that does not mean that the seed of corn has died. You don't see it, but it is still there. It has not died. It has become a plant of corn. And you find out the truth, that the plant of corn is the continuation of the seed of corn. And if you look deeply into the plant of corn, you can still see the seed of corn. Not in its previous form, but in its new form. Look at this. I'm pouring some tea in my glass. And I'm doing that. I'm doing this mindfully. And when I do it mindfully, I see that this tea has come from a cloud. Yesterday it was a cloud in the sky, but today it is tea. So there is a connection between the cloud and the tea. And when you look at the tea, and if you don't see the cloud, you have not really seen the tea. You believe that you see the tea, but you have not really seen the tea. You have to see the cloud still alive in the tea. The cloud has not died. It simply becomes the tea, or the ice, or the rain, or your ice cream. So when you next time when you eat the ice cream, your ice cream, look more deeply and see a cloud in your ice cream. That's meditation. Meditation allowed us to see things that other people cannot see. So when you look into the tea, you see a cloud. And when you drink your tea, you are drinking your cloud. There's already a lot of cloud in yourself. You are made of cloud, among other things. So I see clouds in me, I see cloud in the tea, and this cloud is going to join other clouds in my body. So when you look at the young plant corn deeply, you see the seed of corn. You still see the seed of corn. It has not died. It has simply become a young plant of corn. So you remove the idea that the seed of corn has died. No, it has not died. When you look up into the sky, you don't see your cloud anymore. You might cry. You might like to cry. You have a beloved favorite cloud in the sky. And you used to contemplate her, to see her beauty. But this morning you don't see your beloved cloud anymore in the sky, and you want to cry. And you believe that your cloud has died. You have grief, sorrow, despair in you. But it is impossible for a cloud to die. A cloud can become snow, or rain, or ice, or tea, or ice cream. But it is impossible for a cloud to become nothing. So your beloved cloud is still there somewhere. Look deeply and you will not cry anymore. You, a little boy or little girl, you are very much like a young plant of corn. You begin by being a very tiny seed. Do you believe it? Tinier than the seed of corn. Your father, your mother have planted together the seed. Just one cell, a very tiny cell. And now you become a big boy, a big girl. And you might not believe it, but someone, a biologist, can help you to understand. And you realize that you, just like the young plant of corn, you begin by being a very tiny seed in the womb of your mother. And do you remember? It's very comfortable there in the womb of your mother. The weather was perfect. Not too hot, not too cold. And it's very soft. And you don't have to worry about anything. Your mother drink for you. Your mother eat for you, and breathe for you. You don't have to do anything. That is a perfect being time. That's paradise. And you know you spend 9 months there in that paradise without any worries. Yes, sometimes from time to time your mother cry, and you had intention to cry with her. And sometimes your mother smile, and you want to smile with her. And your dad was very careful, and he knew that he should not do anything to make your mother cry. Otherwise, you will cry with her. That is a practice of mindfulness. They know that you are there. And they don't want you to suffer. That is why they take good care of themselves. And now, when we look into ourselves, our body, the little boy looks into his body. The little girl looks into her body. They know that their father and the mother are in them. Usually we believe that our father and our mother are only outside of us. Oh, that is not right thinking. That's not the truth. If you think that the seed of corn is outside of the plant of corn, you are wrong. The seed of corn is in the plant of corn. And the plant of corn is a continuation of the seed of corn. And the plant of corn will bring the seed of corn into the future. So the children, they have the father and the mother in themselves. And when they know that when they get angry at their father, they get angry at themselves. When they get angry at their mother, they get angry at themselves. There are young men, young women who get angry at their father. So angry that they can say things like, that man, I don't want to have anything to do with him. Yeah, there are young men who get so angry at their father and who declare like that. That person, I don't want to have to do anything with him. That is not possible because you cannot remove your father from yourself. You are a continuation of your father. You are your father. That is the fact. So it's better to look deeply to see the truth and to reconcile with your Father inside of you. If we remove our Father from us, He can no longer be there. If we remove our mother from ourselves, we cannot continue, because we are the continuation of Father and Mother. We are our Father, we are our Mother. My mother, outside of me, she passed away a long time ago. But my mother in me, she's still alive. I can get in touch with her at any time I want. I can talk to her now. During sitting, walking, eating, drinking, I see my mother breathing with me, walking with me. Sometimes I invite my mother to walk with my feet during walking meditation. Mother, enjoy walking with me. It's my feet, but it's your feet also. So mother and son enjoy walking together. Very nice. My mother is always alive. I remember that a few years ago we visited India and we do walking meditation with people in New Delhi. And they reserve us the biggest boulevard in the city for us to do walking meditation. I enjoy walking with the Sangha. And I remember I invited my mother to walk with me. Mother, let us enjoy walking in New Delhi. And mother and son enjoy walking, making steps. And I can see my mother very happy walking with me in New Delhi. I also invited my teacher to walk with me. He has never been in India. And I invited my father to walk with me. I remember when I was small, from time to time I had a fever. And I suffered so much. But when my mother came and put her hand on my forehead, just her hand on my forehead, I suffer much less. It's like a miracle, the hand of a mother. She has not done much. She has not given any medicine, anything to drink. Just her hand touching my forehead, I felt wonderful. I suffer much less. I always remember that. And when I practice meditation, I can see this hand, although it is my hand, but it is also the hand of my mother. The hand of my mother is in my hand. This is a continuation of the hand of my mother. So the hand of my mother is still available. And now as a grown-up person, every time I had a fever, I wanted to have that feeling again. Mother, put your hand on my forehead. And then she does it right away. So when you practice meditation, you see things like that. You can have a lot of joy and you don't have to suffer anymore. And communication between son and mother, son and father is always good if you have the insight that son and father are. Son is in the father and father is in son. Daughter is in the mother and mother is in the daughter. And if we have that kind of insight, no anger, is possible. I know that the children have learned Bible meditation well, and they have also learned how to invite the bell very good. I think we adults we have to try to catch up with the children. So this Dhamma talk is about our Father in us, our Mother in us, and we have to take good care of our Father in us and our Mother in us.
I don't know what you thought about during that meditation or during that talk, but I thought about my relationship with my father, which was mostly good. But just thinking about the fact that that he continues in me changes a lot of things about my view, in retrospection, my view of our relationship. It's, I think, quite healing for some of us, and I hope that you view it in the same way. I think it probably is much more difficult if you never knew who your father was. But I also know that you might recognize that there are some traits, some skills, some abilities that you didn't get from your adopted family. And very probably those were inherited from your father, your mother. And then there's also, I think, the reality that when you have had troubling experiences with the person who was your biological father, there is also the opportunity to heal not only for yourself, but for your father, to recognize and understand as much as possible so that healing can happen for both of you. Thich Nhat Hanh talks a little more about his mother than his father. I couldn't find any references about his relationship with his father, but I do know that his father provided for his family and also took in relatives. Their family just kind of grew to help others and accommodate other people. So that speaks to me of a kind of generosity. So I think with all of us, if we just will look deeply, we can probably see within our lives, within ourselves, within relationships and other people, we can see that father energy within us. And we can call on the seeds of the good energy, the seeds of generosity, the seeds of support, nurturing. We can call on those kinds of seeds to heal whatever might be happening within. And then also, if if some of us, if you had a wonderful relationship with your father, then it's quite easy to get in touch with those qualities within yourself and the way they show up in yourself. And you may even notice that you have some physical characteristics like your father. I have big ears like my dad. And I remember that his ears just kept getting big, and I know that's a possibility. Ears keep growing. So I'm going to have really long ears probably by the time I'm done. And I probably have other characteristics. I can be a little bit stubborn, and my dad was very stubborn. But he was also persistent. He didn't give up on things. So if you look carefully, I think you might see some qualities, some good qualities that you inherited from your father. And even if you don't know who your father was, probably there was some kind of father figure, someone who was nurturing and caring, and that person actually did also contribute to the seeds in your store consciousness. So I hope you'll look for that in the days to come and think about how you are a reflection of not only your father, but other people who were like a father to you. Please join me as we get over to Zoom. And I think probably you'll find the link in your chat window. And I think that's all I need to say.
Thank you, Bobby. And it was really nice to hear Ty's words. And the Zoom link is in the chat window now, and you can come over. Lisa will close out this part of our gathering with our Bodhisattva vows. And then we'll invite everyone to come over to Zoom at that point. And please do come over and share with us. And so, you can join Lisa with the Bodhisattva vows.
Countless beings we vow to free, ceaseless afflictions we vow to end, limitless truth doors we vow to open, the deepest paths of awakening we vow to realize.
Thank you. And for those of you on YouTube, we will close the YouTube session now. And please do hop over to Zoom. We'll see you in a few seconds over on Zoom.